Colby Covington, the MMA fighter with a penchant for stirring the pot, is making waves again. This time with a bold plea to UFC president Dana White. But here's where it gets controversial. Covington, a vocal supporter of Donald Trump, is begging for a spot on the highly anticipated White House card, declaring, "Please, Dana, please." Is this a desperate bid for relevance? Or does he genuinely deserve a place on such a historic event? Let's dive in. Since his lopsided loss to Joaquin Buckley in December 2024, Covington has been largely absent from the MMA scene. However, in a recent interview with Helen Yee, Chaos insisted he's ready to return, eyeing October, November, or even December for his comeback. "I'm ready to go," he declared, emphasizing his desire for a full training camp, something he lacked in his last fight. "Bring anybody in the world," he challenged, clearly eager to prove himself. But here's the twist. Covington isn't just aiming for any fight. He set his sights on Paddy Pimblett, a rising star who recently clashed with Covington backstage at UFC 314. "Paddy's been running his mouth," Covington said, calling out Pimblett for his weight-cutting struggles and accusing him of being a weight bully. He even went as far as to say, "You're a gimmick. The only reason people know you is your English accent and bowl cut." And this is the part most people miss. Covington's call-out isn't just personal, it's strategic. With Pimblett on the verge of a mega-money fight with Ilia Topuria at 155 pounds, Covington's challenge to move up to 170 pounds seems like a long shot. But Covington has a backup plan. Gilbert Burns. Here's where it gets even more intriguing. Covington's history of sitting out to avoid unfavorable matchups has raised eyebrows. Critics argue he's cherry-picking opponents, while fans wonder if he'll actually step into the octagon by November or December. But his plea for the White House card adds a layer of complexity. "I started getting MMA into politics," Covington claimed, positioning himself as a pioneer in bridging the gap between combat sports and conservative politics. "I deserve to fight there," he insisted, citing his alignment with Trump and the Republican movement. But is this a legitimate claim or a self-serving narrative? While Covington's political ties are undeniable, his demand for a White House card spot has sparked debate. Does his political activism warrant special treatment, or should he earn his place like any other fighter? And what does Dana White think of all this? Covington's direct appeal to the UFC president, "Please, Dana, please," feels almost desperate, yet it's hard not to wonder if Trump's alleged endorsement carries weight behind the scenes. As the MMA world waits for Dana White's decision, one thing is clear. Colby Covington knows how to keep himself in the spotlight, but does he deserve the White House card? That's a question only time and Dana can answer. What do you think? Does Covington's political stance and history warrant a spot on this historic card? Or is he overstepping? Let us know in the comments.